What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. And if you're on podcast platforms, please do go ahead and subscribe. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. Let's just go ahead and brighten up this place. And let's get into this podversation/reality chat. You know, I've been waiting to have this conversation with you guys, and the Real Housewives of Potomac, the first episode of the reunion just aired on last night. And I just really find it comical to look at Ashley and to see that she just is not that bright. She really isn't. We all could clearly see that Ashley got with her now, well, it's not, I guess, ex yet, because I don't believe the divorce is final, but she got with her husband Michael because of what he had, not because she was attracted to him, not because she was in love with him. It was because he could support her, period. And we remember, for those of you who watched, when Nicki Minaj, she did her part of the reunion hosting on last season, and she asked the women if they had a certain number of millions in the bank, who would still be with their husbands. I mean, Ashley lied and said that she was actually attracted to Michael. Now, I actually said it could be a subconscious attraction in the state of not saying she was attracted to his looks, that he was gorgeous, handsome, good looking, but the fact that there was an attraction there, like a father-daughter thing, where you've heard that saying, or you've heard it said before, where a lot of times women wind up with men that are like their fathers subconsciously. It's not all the time that they're seeking somebody like their fathers, because their fathers could have been a piece of crap, but they wind up being with somebody that's like their dads. And I believe because Ashley did not have her father in her life, and he has completely rejected her and didn't want to have anything to do with her, that she subconsciously did see something in Michael that was like a father figure in a way. And if you look at Ashley and Michael with a squinted eye, they kind of look alike a little bit. Like, try it out and see. Let me know in the comment section what you think, because I can see it. I'm not saying Ashley's ugly, and I'm not saying that Michael is attractive, but with a squinted eye, they kind of look alike. And that's why I feel that subconsciously she got with someone that's like her dad, because I believe he could, if we saw a picture of her father, he could actually look similar to her dad. That's all I'm saying. But, you know, I wanted to have this conversation and talk about this when it comes to Ashley and Candiace. Because we've seen Candiace and Ashley go back and forth and go at each other in these previous seasons and even in this most recent season. And Candiace addressed some things that I was already thinking, and because she said it, I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. But Candiace has gotten a lot of flack over the seasons because Candiace is well taken care of. People talked about her living in a home that her mom pays the mortgage. They talked about her being with Chris and that he was a loser. I mean, people were making all kinds of comments. When she got with Chris, he was not some just deadbeat guy who wasn't working. He actually was working in a restaurant. I want to say either managing it, and he was a chef there. I don't remember what his actual title was, but he was doing really well. And she saw something in him, and they decided to link up, have a relationship, and ultimately it resulted in them getting married. Candiace is doing well. She's well educated. She's a college graduate. She's been in the pageant scene. She's done all of these different things that, for unfortunately, a number of people in the African American community, they can't relate to it, so they shun it or they speak down on it. It's similar to people who would speak negatively about someone who speaks proper English that is African American and say, you're talking white. Like, what in the world does that even mean? You know, and I've experienced that before. And anyway, it's just one of those things where it's unfortunate where people look down upon you because you have a life of privilege. I haven't had what she's had in terms of the privileges. I mean, more power to her. God bless her. And even more so, just, you know, not hating on it at all. That's a blessing to be able to say you have a family that loves you, supports you, and financially invests in you to make sure that you are living a comfortable life. I don't believe there's anything wrong with that. Because you don't see, unfortunately, you don't see a lot of that in the African American community because, one, a lot of people in the African American community haven't had the opportunity to do that, where they're able to give and, you know, have their children's education paid for, where they're not having to rack up a lot of student loan debt, and they're not having to go out on their own and be able to just fend for yourself. Well, I had to do it, so you're going to have to do it too. You know, that's a conversation that a lot of people in the African American community need to have. And I get it. You don't want your child to be a spoiled brat, and you don't want them to not know what hard work is like, and you want them to be able to have a good work ethic and be able to live a life and lifestyle where they're able to support themselves and pay their own bills and not be irresponsible, of course. But if you're able to help your adult children out even more so in this life that is pretty raggedy, where they make it harder for people to really live and be sustainable because of how things work with inflation and all of the other things, where now like your average car payment in these days and times is between $600 and $700, where many years ago the average car payment for a new car, not just a used car, a new car, would be between $250 to $350 at the highest per month. And that's not including car insurance. So, you know, looking at Candiace and seeing how she has had a life, I'm not going to say she's had a privileged life. I'm going to say she's been able to have a blessed life and lifestyle where her family, mainly her mom, but also her father, they're just not married anymore. They were at one time, were able to support her and, you know, her siblings through generational wealth. Whereas on the other hand, you have someone like Ashley, who didn't grow up with much, who had a mother who's still struggling to this day, got with a man based on her looks and being able to sexually satisfy him, and was able to turn that into a ring, getting married. And she told us several seasons ago, before she had any children, there will be Darby children. Like, she knew she had to have children. She knew she had to have children back then. So this was all a part of the plan. And we saw how her mom was needing Michael's help financially to support her. Whereas you have, on the other hand, Candiace's mom was able to support Candiace. And you had Ashley coming at Candiace saying, well, you can't kick me out of this house because this is actually your mom's house. Okay, and yeah, my mom takes care of me. My mom supports me. And what's your point? Do you need my mom to write your mom a check? Because the last time I saw, Michael was cutting her off. Like, you know, and that's the type of thing that I'm talking about when it comes to these fraudulent housewives. When it comes to people like Ashley, who has no space to speak negatively about anyone, honestly, anyone's relationship, where she had to, she claimed, do things in her marriage that she did at one point but didn't want to do anymore because now she wanted monogamy when they didn't have that before. You know, I will probably do a conversation talking about that, but I think it is a real problem when we have Candiace, who has gotten so much flack over the years because she has been blessed to be in a family that has been able to financially invest and support her lifestyle, and she's adding to it. She's got a music career. Say whatever you want to say about it. She's got a music career. She's doing well. She is definitely a star. I will say she's a star of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Hate it or love it. Hate her or love her. She's doing well. And Ashley, what has she done except get with this man, have some babies, have a failing restaurant with him that she was threatening him that if he didn't keep it open, she was going to leave the marriage. And we saw that the restaurant closed, but she definitely didn't leave. She started having kids because she needed to take care of her life and lifestyle. And now she's stuck. Even though she's going through a divorce, she's stuck. And I'm going to talk about that in a separate conversation. But, I really find it comical. And I had to laugh and give some applause to Candiace when she came at Ashley and said, it's crazy how I get ridiculed and spoken negatively about because I have generational wealth, whereas on the other hand, you've had to sleep your way into getting what you wanted and have some children in order to secure the bag, and she still hasn't secured it. Because if you saw, she didn't get what she wanted ultimately after the prenup. And Michael, he might be someone that likes to grab booty of those who have not given him permission to do so. He might like Juan Dixon and want to party and have a private bachelor party in Vegas with him that I don't know if they ever had that, but that's what he wanted. And he might get caught in hotel rooms with random strippers and other women. Yeah, those things may happen. But when it comes to his business and his money, he didn't get to where he was being the previous owner of the Watergate Hotel, amongst other things that he has done to gain the wealth that he's gained in life. He didn't get there by being stupid, okay? He might be an idiot. He might be somebody that loves to spread his wrinkled you-know-what around town, but he's definitely not stupid when it comes to business and protecting his assets. He was never going to allow someone like Ashley, who came into the picture, was honestly, I feel, just a favor to her to get married, have some kids, live a lifestyle that you were never accustomed to, you were never privy to having, and now you have that. So if I bring some people here and there in our bedroom, like that's what you just have to do, you just have to accept it. I mean, she sold out. She sold out because she wanted to live a lifestyle that she was never accustomed to. Whereas on the other hand, Candiace, she was blessed to be in a family where she never had to do that. And that's why Candiace and Ashley, I believe, they could be friendly, but they could never really be friends. Because I do believe that when it comes to the spirit of jealousy, that I do believe Ashley has within her. And honestly, probably not even her fault because she probably had a hard life growing up. It's just within her. So to see someone like Candiace, who, let's just be honest, darker skin, a lot of people feel that just because someone's skin hue is lighter, they deserve to live a more privileged life than others. Like, there's a lot of crazy random thoughts when it comes to people and how they view someone based on their skin color, what they should be having access to or be privy to. And some people feel that because, hey, my skin is lighter, I deserve that. I deserve to live a more privileged lifestyle, a more white adjacent lifestyle, if you want to say that, if you get my drift. And Ashley didn't have that. She got there by getting with Michael. And then when she got to the point after she had the 2 kids, and people change sometimes after they have children, especially hormones and all that other stuff like that, she claimed she didn't want to do it anymore. But I loved what Candiace had to say to Ashley. She just let her know, like, look, this is because of generational wealth and the fact that I was ridiculed for it. I feel that it's just really ridiculous, and I still have more than what you have also by working hard as well. I never had to lay on my back to get what I want. And to me, Candiace has embodied the spirit of somebody who just goes out and gets it in spite of having the support of the family and just living a privileged lifestyle because your family already worked hard for it. And it's like, well, why do I have to do that when my mama and my daddy already got it? Like, she's pursued her music career. She's doing it. She's doing it well. I'm really, really happy about that. As well as getting her degree, and she and her husband Chris buying her own house. Like, she could have just stayed in at home and allowed her mom to help out with the mortgage there. But she said, no, I want to get my own home. My husband and I, we're going to pay for it. My mom is not paying the mortgage. She's not on the note. Like, she's doing this. Whereas Ashley, what has she been doing? Having kids, doing TikTok dances, and and trying to get Michael to get a house with both of their names on it because she needs help paying the mortgage. So spare me this crap about Candiace being spoiled and privileged. That girl, in spite of having the access that she has, she's worked hard to get what she wants, and she's doing it. And I always respect somebody who goes out there and gets it for themselves. And I will never, ever dishonor or be jealous of or think any type of way if they had some sort of boost to help them in the beginning when it comes to their family. Because honestly, that's a blessing to be able to have that, because unfortunately we all don't have that, and it would be great if we all did, but I would never be upset with someone who was able to have that, because some of us, we have a lot of love from our parents, but they haven't had the financial access to be able to financially support us, to give us a boost in life. So why would I get upset with somebody else for having that in life, besides just being supportive of people who go out and strip? Like, girl, go get your money. Like that. Our values and our morals and our mindsets are just really messed up in society when people cheer on people who are having to make their money by laying on their backs or getting on their knees or getting an OnlyFans account or going to be a stripper or whatever. Girl, get your money. Go get your money. We should be happy when someone doesn't have to do that, because I can guarantee you that the majority of the women, if they were honest, that were doing that, if they had a choice A would be having a family that had access, that had money, that could be able to help them, to give them a boost in life so that they could get their education and get to a place where they can make it on their own. Or option B, being a stripper, having to make money on their back and on their knees, or creating an OnlyFans account and being exposed. I believe most women, if they were honest, were going to choose option A. Hands down. Candiace had option A. Ashley had option B. But you've had more people that were in support of Ashley than Candiace. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't be supportive of Ashley and want better for her, but I wouldn't be cheering that on either. That's all I'm saying. So guys, this is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest. So feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section respectfully. Thank you so much for subscribing. And so until the next time, just wanted to keep it brief, keep it beautiful. Until the next time, I'm going to say bye.